I'm walking alone under the neon lights, in a city where I feel like a ghost at night. No one understands my wild, untamed soul. In this world I'm just a stranger, a whole. But I won't conform, I'll let my spirit fly. In this rebel heart, I'm just who I am, you'll see. I'll stand tall, I'll break free. With a smile I'll defy. I've got my books and my dreams, my guitar and my fears. In this chaos I find my peace, my tears. I'll sing songs of my own, of the stars and the moon. In this life I'll dance until the sun. I wear my heart on my sleeve, it's bleeding and raw. In this crowd I'm just a whisper, a shadow, a draw. But when the night falls, I light up the sky. With my laughter I'll conquer the sky. I won't conform, I'll let my fears and fly. In this rebel heart, I'm just who I am, you see. I'll stand tall, I'll break free. With a smile, I'll defy. Books and my dreams, my guitar and my fears. In this rebel heart, I'm yes who I am. You see, I'll stand tall, I'll break free. With a smile, I'll defy.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday. How we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing? Hope everyone's having a great and fantastic Wednesday. Hope everyone has had a bright and shiny day. Thank you, Drago, for the resubscribe at 14 months. Thank you. And hello, Lily. Boo back. Hello, Curtis. How are we doing, party people? How's it going? How's it going? How is it going? I'm doing good. Just finished cooking dinner. Nice, nice. What was for dinner? Hello, Blushed. This moment's flavor of choice is watermelon ice. It's delicious. Ham, steak, and mashed potatoes. Boil, mash them, stick them in a stew. Boil, mash them, stick them in a stew. Boil, mash them, stick them in a stew. But yes, hope everyone is having fun and has had a somewhat decent day. Doing dinner dishes at mom's. Fair, fair, fair. Completely valid. By the way, did I show y'all this? It's a metal shaker cup. Yeah. Problem is I cannot take that to work. Just like I can't take this to work. But for vastly different reasons. Oh, nothing really. Just hang out, chat, you know, the normal. Talk about the insanity where people have lost their freaking minds today. Like, it's, oh boy, people having some feelings today. Oh no. So I made that unicorn hunter bingo and everything. Oh, the ban button has been getting whoo. I'm pretty sure it's smoking currently in the corner and crying, going, "He touched me too hard." Or spank me, heathen. One of the two. Hello, Lace. Yeah, yeah. There was one guy that was like getting into it with Draken and I, and literally he's like, a male dom and a female sub is not a red flag. I'm like, is it a red flag by itself? No, it's not. But if the other options, like I said in the first part, if you get a bingo, that's not a coincidence, it's a pattern. And apparently he's big mad. He was big mad. And so when he's like, that's not your intuition, that's your ego, I'm like, My intuition says that you got big mad, you saw this, and you're arguing, even though I agreed that just having one or two of these does not make a red flag. It depends on the circumstance and the other red flags with it. But you over here, starting an argument. All you're doing is showing people that you're hyper defensive about this. You might be a unicorn hunter. As my grandfather always said, and I'm pretty sure most of this community has heard this, if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's a fucking duck, not a goddamn goose. Just saying. Just saying. And then one person decided to throw around the F slur. I'm like, oh, you about to learn today. Oh yeah, they are the newest jackass of the day. Because Demon, I'll break it down for you because it's three things. And no one piece is to blame. However, and this is the big however, the biggest part is that quite literally, one, several tropes throughout. Hello, Brock, and thank you for liking the live, Ren. I greatly appreciate it. Several tropes throughout media, whether it's anime with harems. Thank you for the follow. How to rule. Um, whether it's a trope from anime, harems, love triangles from movies, so on and so forth. Why pick from a bunch of different books and more heavily in book talk now. And I hate to say it, but 50 Shades of Grey also influenced this slightly because there was some open relationship aspects to 50 Shades of Grey, which, and then several other factors. Uh, but and a lot of people are going to be like, but Heathen, this doesn't make sense. Um, I hate to say it, but the fantasy and the fantasization, say that 2 times fast, with fetishization of bisexual women has caused several men to believe that they're that they should be allowed to convince their partner, which tend to be women because women tend to explore and have much more in-depth exploration of themselves and their sexuality than men, because men tend to repress that because they want to live up to the normalcy and do not explore. And so they reinforce this narrative without doing, one, the work, two, the reading, or three, realizing that you're removing someone's autonomy. Thank you for the follow, Ren. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. So, quite literally, you have those aspects in and of itself, but also you have the fact that a bunch of people are unwilling to detach from the hierarchical structure that society enforces. And so, and the problem is that a lot of couples will go into polyamory to fix their marriage and end up using someone, tends to be a unicorn, as a basically a toy. And yeah, I've seen it more times than I can even count. Yeet. It can't. And that's the problem. That's the problem. And a good portion of, now, don't get me wrong, all right, as a male, all right, who grew up in the South, who, now I've been polyamorous now for 15 years. When I first started, I was toxic as fuck. I was toxic as fuck. I fully admit that. Like, I have repeatedly, thank you for the hydrate, Ren. I greatly appreciate it. Like, I fully admit that, when I was, because I grew up in the mountains of North Carolina. I grew up in the Bible Belt of North Carolina. And, like, to the point where I grew up when I got and went into the military, I was conservative. I voted Republican in the midterms in my first election that I was able to vote for, which was 2006. In the presidential election of 2008, I voted for McCain. Everything else I voted Democrat, but I voted McCain. Then I started listening to, and actually examining, and I was like, I don't really like Romney. No. And I've voted Democrat ever since. But I've also went so far liberal and leftist that, hey, at this point, you get your guns back. And the thing is that, like, quite literally, growth has to happen for every single person in the world. If you are not growing, you're not improving. So if you're sitting there stuck wherever you are in your life and you're trying to figure out, well, how do I get unstuck? Have you tried growing any? Have you tried working on yourself? Have you tried therapy? I highly recommend it. even if your life growing up was hunky dory and the way you feel about it now is perfection, go to fucking therapy. But the audacity of some of these Mayo sapien dumpster fires.
That's an insult to mayo, dumpsters, and fire.
Damn.
Oh no.
Everyone should have therapy. Every single person in the world could use therapy. Hell, all the polyam hate group people could probably use therapy to get through the trauma of, whatever trauma they're working through. Whether that's religious trauma or the trauma of being cheated on. Doubt they will, but, bigot's got a bigot. And to answer your question, Curtis, how do I feel about harems? Harems are okay in anime.
And books.
And books. In fiction, harems are okay. But there is a difference between fiction and whole ass people. People have their own hopes, their own dreams, their own desires. There's not a single person in this world that I know that truly 100% desires to be a part of a harem worshiping a single guy. No guy's worth it. What are you giggling about? By no guy's worth it?
I was literally stomping up the stairs going, fucking men. 2 minutes ago.
Fair. Valid. And Demon, I was dead set against therapy for so long because of the stigma surrounding it. I was court ordered therapy. I'm so thankful for that, Judge. Absolutely. Because of the stigma around mental health and the necessity of it, we, at least as a guy, I was taught that going to a therapist was a sign of weakness growing up. Hell, I had a conversation with my mother, who will be turning, who'll be 63 this year. Sorry, 64 this year. My mother will be 64 this year. All right? And even with that being said, all right, we were having a conversation because she's had a lot going on. She has lost her mother. She has lost her partner of over 20 years in the last 2 years. She's had a lot to grapple with. And so I'm like, Mom, you could probably use therapy. And she's like, I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm like, you have survived your ex-husband beating you, your father being a misogynistic asshole, outliving your parents, and at least one of your younger brothers, your partner. You need therapy. No, don't. You know what? Okay. I'm not going to keep arguing when I know you're going to keep saying no. It's not worth the time, effort, or exasperation. You should, but you should also be accepting of the person who was in that pain. You should not want to be the person you were before therapy, but you shouldn't hate them either. You can despise their thoughts, but hating them is just doing wounds to yourself. You grew. If you weren't at that place where you were, you would not be where you are now. Demon Wolf, it's because of the stigma surrounding it. Therapy is weak and there's nothing wrong with them. It takes a stronger person to admit they are not okay than anything else. It takes more courage to sit there and say, nope, don't need it. I'm pretty sure I broke type slow. Jan, my mom denied therapy for years, but finally accepted she needed help when I was a sophomore in college. Good. Blushed, man, that sounds familiar. LOL. It must be something about our parents' generation. My mom said, I'm going to read a self help book. Yep, my mother's response was, I'll just read my Bible again. Spook! Spooky, scary skeletons.
May I draw attention to the mods in the audience?
Yes.
To mod chat, please.
Okay. So, me and Spook.
Did you read the associated?
I have not read the ticket.
Yeah.
So type slow, let me point out something. All right? You can despise the action. You can be upset and despise the person that did the action. But let me ask you this. How does that hate and that anger benefit you? I mean, Jan, as I've said before, when you have discussed your father can eat a donkey dick. Type slow, not at all. That's why I'm trying to get rid of it. Here's the thing. Anger is an emotion. It's not about getting rid of the emotion. It never is. You can't just get rid of the emotion. You can't get the emotion to go away until you accept it. You have to accept the emotion you're having and the root that you are having it before you can move past it. Unfortunately, my mom isn't at a point where I can handle being honest with her and the trauma she caused me. Mood. So a lot of people keep saying that the opposite of love is hate, and it's not. Love is easy. There are times that it's work. There's a time that your partners will annoy the ever-loving piss out of you.
How many times did I
Snap my name? 3 that I can immediately think of. But the opposite of love is apathy. The act of not caring. Hate takes energy. Hate takes work. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. And by the way, 9 times out of 10, that suffering is you. The one suffering is you.
Unless your entire birth chart is Scorpio.
Even then, there's a bit of suffering there for you.
But it's not the only one suffering.
Well, not everyone is triple Scorpio.
I am more than triple, thank you, sir.
I mean, your major ones. You're Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. The fact that your sun, moon, and rising is Scorpio should make people go, hey, Babyface, put the curses down, please.
Oh!
Demon Wolf, I'm calling you Yoda from now on. Please don't. I'm not as enlightened as Yoda. There's an old saying that I learned from my drill sergeant in the military. I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. I've taken steps since I left the military to find peace. Now, there are things that disturb that peace. I try not to immediately fly off the handle. I know I can, but I try to approach it with a reasonable mind. I'm not out here sitting there thinking that someone is out to, destroy my day actively. As one of the quotes that I think everyone needs to hear at some point is in Assassination Classroom. And it's a conversation that Koro Sensei is having with the class, but he's really having it with the students, but he's using the other teachers. And he goes, Miss Irina, how often does the first plan work? And she goes, never. It's usually like plan G before I get to an actual working plan. And he nods and goes, Mr. Crossma, when in a fight with someone, which strike is more important, the first or the second? And Kurasma goes, well, I would be a fool to say the first strike isn't important, but the second is just as important as the first. You have to be just as quick with that second strike or possess the second blade. To which Koro Sensei smiles and goes, that's right, my would-be assassins. One must always possess the second blade. You cannot put all your eggs in one basket in hoping that you will succeed when most will fail. You must be adaptable. You must be able to change the plan. Hone that second blade. I spent years thinking I was going to do the whole army route. And then when I got the chance to re-enlist, I said no. No. Glad I did, too. I would probably not be around if I had done so. I probably would not have survived it. And that's completely admitting that. the military breaks you in ways that is hard to explain. It conditions you. But for every year you're in, it ages your body 3 years due to the mental, physical, and emotional stress it puts you through. We sent an entire platoon over to Korea. Korea, of all places. Married. 30 soldiers. Married. By month 3 of our deployment, all 30 were getting divorced because of the actions of their spouses. And that's from the platoon leader, the officer of the platoon, all the way down to the lowest private. Blush Moon Triple Scorpio, that's terrifying. We don't talk about your 5-way Scorpio?
We don't have to.
Thank you for liking the live, Kim. I greatly appreciate it. I'm so thankful for getting that medical discharge now, though. Absolutely. And that's the thing, is that, like, the where I'm at now in my journey is, if my command found out about me the way I am now, I'm pretty sure they try to Article 15 me. Thank you for the hydrate blushed. I greatly appreciate it. I'm pretty sure that I would have like full loss of rank and everything. Whole 9 yards. Oh, I already heard somebody, trying to talk to some kids about, going into the military. And I was like, no, don't do it. Article 15. Article 15 is, there are 3 types of Article 15s. There's company grade, battalion grade, field grade. All right. Company grade usually is, hey, you get 15 days loss of pay, 15 days of extra duty. It's a slap on the wrist of, hey, you fucked up. All right. That's company grade, which is basically your company formation, blah, blah, blah. There's like 3 platoons. Then your battalion grade, which is your whatever companies, it's usually A through F. And then field grade is from the brigade level, which is above battalion, which is usually comprised of at least 5 different battalions. Usually is the key point. So, quite literally, I'm pretty sure that if I was in now, yeah, I'd absolutely have a field grade Article 15 by now. Oh, they would have hit me for adultery. They would have probably hit me for being pan. They would probably have hit me for, just to throw on for the adultery one. They'd probably do the sodomy one just to be funny. That's completely fair, Type Slow. I can't be in now because PTSD, and my knees won't have it. Anywhere you need to be right now? just right here, paramedic. And fuck you for making me think about it. Hey, paramedic, I have a question for you. Where's your wubby? Uh, quite literally both. Blushed. Quite literally both. Paramedic right in front of me. Okay, where's your battle buddy? Is your fart sack in good condition? Fucking. Yes, my sleeping bag is fine. Off. Paramedic says, hi, Faye. But yes, like, quite literally what one of the things about growing up poor in the mountains of North Carolina, all right? The military has some hero worship there. Like, the only religion that is more than Christianity and the military is football. Like, my high school's football game with our rival was called Battle of the Bridge. It shut down both counties. Like, both counties' businesses in those hometowns of each school shut down because it costed more money to keep the businesses open than to just go to the game. Paramedic says, pretty as always, Faye. What state do I live in? I live in Virginia, and that is the closest anyone's going to know. Where I was talking about was North Carolina.
About that state today.
What about that state?
I'm just going to let her answer stand, and you guys will just have to deal with it.
Wait, what?
The youngest
Uh-huh.
graduates
Uh-huh.
with her degree and her diploma.
Uh-huh.
There's party.
Uh-huh.
We've been given the third floor, second floor for the night, so that we don't have to drag sunburnt, cranky children back home.
Is that May or June?
End of May.
If it's a weekend, I may not be able to go. I'm just...
Your life exists as it always has.
Yep. I mean, Curtis, it could be worse. It could be lower Alabama. Sound like Boomhauer from King of the Hill. Thank you for the bits, demon. Change the topic. Okay. Okay. Hi, Melinda. Yeah, so one of the people that actually had messaged me about the Anon Ask, they're like, hey, I need you to take down the anonymous ask. I'm like, why? They're like, it's too much info. I'm like, you literally gave me the info. Just people.
Speecial.
Lily, dear gods, I was engaged to someone from Mobile, Alabama. Her sister moved back there a few years ago. Yeah, I had a guy that was in my platoon, and he's like, we're asking where everyone's from, and he says L.A. I'm like, cool, someone from Los Angeles, and he's like, no, no. I'm like, oh, what? What the fuck did you just say? We had an interpreter from somewhere in northern Alabama. I can't remember the fucking city. But yeah, the so who's excited about the Bloodborne animated movie, and who's wondering what role is Sayu going to play? Sony has confirmed that Jacksepticeye has made or has produced a Bloodborne animated movie. And so my immediate thought is, okay, I have to wonder, which role is Sayu going to take? Because that man is basically this generation's Steve Bloom. Bum, 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 bum. Do 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 do. Oh, that's cool. I visited Huntsville once. What?
Where HD and T lived.
Hmm. It's beautiful here, to be honest. Fair. Valid. Completely fair. But yeah, so I want to know. I'm curious. All right. What is an anime quote that has stuck with y'all throughout all your years? I want to know. I know what one is for Spook right now. Kind of. It's something the donut says. Bum. Fuck, I don't know. Anime raised me, but I couldn't think of a specific quote. It would have been easier if I had been a man of the Rose of Versailles or the Rose of Versailles. That's a good one. If Spook is in here, I'm pretty sure Spook would say something along the lines of, I want to live. It's not a crime to exist. Or thank you for loving me. I've only been to Birmingham when I was on orders. Yeah, that tracks. I'm not done yet would be the main quote from Black Clover, Curtis. See, even with, loving One Piece, there's still one quote from that trumps all of them besides the Assassination Classroom or Cowboy Bebop. And it's Old Man Zagatsu's first conversation with Ichigo. Cast off your fear. Look forward. Go forward. Never stand still. Retreat and you will age. Hesitate and you will die. Now shout. Oof! Lily! Pulling Gurren Lagann on me! They say the best blaze burns brightest when circumstances are at the worst. The heart is a heavy burden. Fucking howl. Yup. See, I have to say, like, out not counting One Piece, not counting Dragon Ball, Bleach, Naruto, Assassination Classroom, I would have to say that my my favorite speech of the new generation, basically, of anime, has to come from My Hero Academia when there's two of them. And it's from the same scene of when All Might enters the gym of the training scenario during the first season. All right. And Midoriya's like, the one thing we as a class learned that day, no matter how deep the darkness, the brighter the light shines when it comes through. And All Might busts in and says, I am here. And Midoriya goes, oh, he's not smiling. Yeah. To which the second one from that same scene / arc, tell me, villain, if you've heard these words before. Yeah, those two from My Hero Academia is some of my favorites. With from Black Clover, it's the Asta, when the witch is telling Asta, you're not special, and because you're not special, that makes you special. Thank you for the hydrate, Drago. Perfection and power are overrated. I think you are very wise to choose happiness and love. See, my favorite Iroh quote is, life is much like this tunnel. There are obstacles in your path, and there are times that the darkness will surround you. But as long as you keep moving forward, you will come to a better place. And I still say the sweetest scene in the world is when Korra has tea with Iroh, and and Zuko's like, you have loved my uncle. And she goes, "You mean Iroh?" Gives description. I had tea with him. And Zuko's like, because he's the only person outside of the Avatar that has went to the spirit world that we know of. I mean, yes, we're all a bunch of geeks and nerds. Yep. Are you stealing my fidget?
We did, yeah.
Womp womp.
If you want to make fuck noises, turn off the stream.
Apparently, my fidget was annoying Baby Faye enough to where she had to steal it.
It was bad enough that Lynette clocked me murdering you with my eyes and messaged me.
Oh! I mean, it was a fidget.
You're right. And I said what I said. I can find you another one.
No, it's fine.
One that doesn't make fuck noises.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Ah, yes, we're at the point where Babyface playing to kill me.
No, I just was grinding my teeth. And we don't need me to also have a headache later.
Jan, was it a fidget spinner? No, it's basically a stress ball made of water. I won't squeeze it. It's basically a stress ball made of water. So I was doing this and squeeze. You know, because Heathen likes fiddling with hands. It sounds like crazy, you know what? Yep. Basically. Yeah. I had another person pop in my messages going, "Are you sure you're ADHD?" Ask my partners.
You're asking the wrong fucking person.
I mean, everyone's head is in the gutter. Some of us just have our heads in the sewer. I mean, it depends. Is Jan in brat mode yet? If not, then yes. It's 9:25. Lynette, I can't help it sounded like sloppy.
That's what I said. If you want to make fuck noises, turn off the goddamn TV.
Oh. Ah. Curtis, she said it, so I'm dead. Oh. I mean, might be why, it's one of my favorite fidgets. That sound.
I have said what I have said.
Oh. Love you, Spook. Enjoy dinner. Jan, I'm eating leftover Taco Bell right now that Drago gave me, so I'm not in brat mode yet. Drago, I appeased the brat. Blushed, I'm still confused why this stream is still going.
Right?
Because what Babyface's not telling you is that Babyface also is having an allergic reaction to quite literally the kinesiology tape, and her skin's on fire.
Well, then apply some lotion.
Lynette, I'd be out of there already.
Oh.
Damn. The stream has turned against me.
When doesn't it? Let's be fair.
No, no, look.
See? See?
Oh. Oh. Oh, thank you for the follow, Time Slow. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Stream turned against you, so I don't get to see what they're saying anymore. That's rude.
I was trying to get back to where it was. Brat.
Yes.
Lily, like seriously, go and make those noises. It might as well be the real deal. That was earlier.
And
Baby Faye has some feelings. See, I'm going to get murdered. It's almost my bedtime. I have to wake up at 4. Plus, again, pain.
you know, that endorphin release does help with pain. I'm just saying. Your arguments are getting thinner and thinner.
Lace, my boss made me take 2 days off.
What did you break this time?
Lynette, I'd be climbing all over Faye 5 minutes ago. Baby Faye wants to know what you broke this time, Lace. All night long, all night. Lace, just really, really sick. So broke herself.
I mean, my lungs are crackly.
Not mine yet, thank God. Blush. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's not get distracted here. We're trying to help Baby Faye. Yes, but I have to drive to work. Is the problem.
Your husband
What? What did my husband do this time?
tried to convince me that he was going to get his happy ass up and drive your happy ass to work at 5:15 in the morning so that he could be done with his quest before my doctor's appointment tomorrow. And I LOL'd and said, "Well, I hope you're taking the kids with you too. Do not dump that evil on me at 5 a.m., Ricky Bobby."
So if you notice, when spouse does something dumb, it's my husband. When I do something dumb, Babyface looks at spouse and goes, "Your husband,"
It's a very effective.
just like your kid. Which one? Drago, if you try to say that I only need 4 hours of sleep to function, again, I'm going to make sure that
Suffer in some fashion.
you will only have 4 hours of sleep, and it won't be consecutive, my friend. I will make sure of it.
Heathen's foul. Heathen got kicked out of the family bed at 3 o'clock this morning.
Damn kid stole my fucking blanket.
Damn it.
Blush. Sounds like a skill issue. 4 hours is plenty. 4 hours is normally plenty when I'm not dragging ass in pain and meh.
Explain him if does something skill issue.
I'm always in. I'm judged so hard.
Yes, that was part of the fine print in your Fey contract. You should have read it.
The judging was supposed to be mutual judging against
No.
others, not against me.
Fine print. Your problem, not mine.
Demon Wolf, where's the small violin? Right here. Right here.
As our oldest is fond of saying, womp womp. Womp womp, daddy. Womp womp. And you have no one but yourself to blame for that one.
Oh.
It's true. For as long as it would take. And then it would come back full force, and he knows it. Actually, probably stronger. It's like a ricochet rubber band effect there.
Yeah. Giving in just makes the mountain grow. It does not work that way. It does not work the way. Peace is a lie. The what is a lie?
Fake is a lie.
You need to read these. Ah.
See, they're on my side. As always, they're on my side.
This isn't the Heathen is streaming. It's the Babyface show with Heathen making a guest appearance.
With Heathen applying a target. Yeah. Typically. Though I'd like to be the target.
Lynette, Heathen is the face. Drago. Apparently you're an Arby's. Or I am.
You have the meat. I want it. Order off that secret menu.
Oh, 2 steak with special gravy. Oh, oh, Drago, are you live yet? I doubt it. Here's something. Drago. Drago is not streaming tonight. Let's see here. Who are we rating tonight? You know what? Let's do Brock. We'll raid Brock. Horsey sauce dead. Womp womp. Brock's already streaming everything. He's just currently stream will be right back. All right, as always, I hope y'all have a great night. I love y'all. If y'all need anything, please let me know. But know that I will not be responding for tonight. So, if y'all need anything, I love y'all. Have fun, be safe, and try not to do anything I wouldn't do.
That leaves a whole realm of options.
Have fun.